deployed, retrieved, and repaired over 100 scientific and communications satellites. And no missions were more important to our understanding of deep space than the 5 flights, beginning in 1993, made to repair and upgrade the Hubble Space Telescope.
Hubble affirmative. You have a go for release.
I think history will view the Hubble Space Telescope as one of the crowning achievements in astronomy. The Hubble gave us an unprecedented view of both our closest neighbors and of galaxies unimaginably far from our own. Further space telescope investigations have revealed that the number of Earth-like planets capable of harboring liquid water is vastly greater than scientists once calculated. Altogether, the orbiters made 11 trips to visit Mir. These missions established a level of international cooperation and expertise that continues to this day. Though Mir no longer orbits Earth, the shuttle proved itself as a brilliant reusable tool that allowed us to live, build, and do science in the weightless environment of space.
Modules built by NASA partners in Asia, Europe, and North America came together above Earth over a period of 13 years to create a floating world longer than a football field and with more living space than a 6-bedroom house. A typical ISS mission requires an astronaut to live 6 months on board. But some crew members will spend a year learning even more about the very real physical and psychological stresses of long-term separation from Earth.
These missions and the 15 nations that designed, built, and crewed the ISS forever changed space exploration into a cooperative international program and made a true home and science lab like no other.
Wash away my troubles, wash away my pain, where the rain shone my light.
ISS system designs and scientific experiments have spawned a multitude of Earth-useful discoveries, including breakthroughs in water purification and robotic microsurgery. But most important, the ISS is our springboard to the future, giving us the knowledge and confidence to sustain human life as we explore deep space. Life on ISS is all about getting the job done and having a little fun.
Everyone is lucky, everyone is so kind, on the road to shine my light.
And nationality is mostly about tasting each other's food.
Through 3 decades of camaraderie and dedication, 355 people rode the shuttle into history. They circled the Earth 21,000 times, and it all came to seem routine. The shuttle and the International Space Station were full of life-changing promise. In memory of our lost heroes, the global space community pulled together to reignite the future of both programs.
Who could ask for a better ending to my career as an astronaut than getting to fly the last shuttle mission on Atlantis and a final visit to the ISS? The Orion mock-up provides astronauts in training, like Serena, a chance to learn flight procedures, and also give feedback to perfect new systems. This should be a piece of cake for Serena, since my shuttle's 10 screens and more than 1,000 switches have been streamlined to just 3 screens and 60 switches on Orion. Hey Lee, you can open the helium cross-feed valve?
Okay, we've got that go, so go ahead and send a command on the helium cross-feed valve.
All right, copy that.
And the shuttle's 100 pounds of flight manuals and checklists have been reduced to, well, 0, since Orions are all on computer. Stand by and we'll evaluate. But even with all these improvements, to get Orion into deep space, we're gonna need a bigger rocket.
When NASA's giant space launch system built by Boeing is complete, the rocket will stand as tall as a 38-story building and make more than 9 million pounds of thrust, enough to lift 22 elephants into space. For deep space expeditions, the SLS will need to lift 5 key mission components beyond low Earth orbit. Since Orion is too cramped for a 6-month journey to Mars, one solution being developed is an inflatable habitat to house the crew en route. A solar electric propulsion device will provide continuous power for the round-trip journey. A lander craft will carry the crew from their orbit above Mars down to the planet's surface. Months later, an ascent vehicle will lift the crew back up to the orbiting Orion for the return trip to Earth. But even using the most sophisticated future spacecraft, a 2.5-year round-trip journey to Mars will present new challenges to the human body.
I wanted to thank the Indiana State Museum for having me here. It is an absolute pleasure.
As a medical doctor with a specialty in aerospace medicine, I am particularly interested in keeping astronauts healthy as we head into deep space for long periods of time. Our experience with more extended weightlessness on the ISS has shown us that the human body will face challenges during lengthy journeys to deep space. Key issues are muscle and bone loss, which can start after just a few days of weightlessness, along with degrading of vision for some astronauts. We now know that exercise is the antidote for most problems caused by weightlessness. And I mean exercise, about 2 hours a day. But even so, the first explorers to Mars will need to rest at least a few days after landing on the planet to readjust to walking, though Mars has less than 40% of Earth's gravity. Radiation is another risk in deep space. Radiation from our sun's solar storms is one source of danger. But cosmic radiation, which permeates all of deep space, is another ever-present challenge to human health. Sections of Orion, as well as the transit habitat, will have to serve as a shelter in the case of a major solar flare.
In the Arizona desert, an Orion mock-up is being drop tested to evaluate re-entry systems. On returning from deep space, Orion will enter our atmosphere more than 50% faster than shuttles or Soyuz capsules, and generate 5 times more heat. So perfecting her parachute deployment and heat shield is key to crew survival. At the Kennedy Space Center, Orion is being prepped for an uncrewed test flight into deep space. This new
Every 26 months, there is an optimal window for launching spacecraft to Mars. But even using the planet's orbits to shorten distance and increase speed, with currently planned propulsion, the trip to and from Mars will take 6 months each way. Someday, even more exotic plasma or fusion propulsion could shorten the journey. But the first explorers to Mars will not have that luxury. Orion can transport up to 6 passengers, but for a first trip to Mars, it would likely carry no more than 4. While going to and from the red planet, Orion and the inflatable habitat will be the astronauts' life support home for flight control, science, and that all-important physical exercise. Going to Mars, getting there, working there, coming back, will take nearly 3 years. I wonder how that will feel, to be away from home and friends and family for so long. No 911 in space. When Orion nears Mars, the spacecraft is 2 years away from any possibility of help from Earth. Even radio communications will take 40 minutes to send and receive, so any equipment failures or other emergencies must be solved by the crew alone. Nearly 4 decades of robotic exploration on Mars has blazed a path for humans to follow. Craft like Pathfinder and Curiosity. Maybe I'll get to kick the dust off their tires. Though it will be incredibly exciting to land on Mars, our ongoing training in sophisticated simulator labs means it won't feel entirely unfamiliar when we get there. Later explorers to Mars might travel hundreds of kilometers to mine their own water and hydrogen to make fuel for their return to Earth. But first visitors will have their hands full, making the discoveries that only a human mission can accomplish. I don't know if I'll ever get to walk and work on Mars, but I may already know some of those who will. Someone who dreams of it, just like me.
Humankind has forever been drawn toward the unknown by the simple innate conviction that to see the long-hidden side of the mountain, to brush the infinite depth of the sea, might reveal where we come from and who we are. When humans do touch and explore Mars, it will be among the greatest achievements in history. But even that won't be enough. We are the species that explores. We will fashion new vessels to carry us still deeper into space, venturing from our life-giving home to uncover the secrets of the cosmos and our own unimagined possibilities.
Not ready, because we should be able to go around the vehicle assembly building. There'll be tons of active launch sites dotted all along the horizon up ahead, and also coming up ahead and to the left, close to the road, will be a couple artifacts. Some of those things include stuff like a crew access arm that would have been attached to the fixed surface structure for space shuttle astronauts to walk down to get onto the space shuttle. And after that, there'll be a mock-up of a launch abort system. The original one will be on the Orion capsule on the SLS rocket.
NASA is known for dreaming big, and big dreams require big equipment. I'm standing next to the Crawler Transporter, the largest self-powered land vehicle in the world. It was originally built in 1960.
It's about 4 feet thick and compressed to hold the weight of the crawler and the mobile launcher. And then below that is some hydraulically compacted.
هذا الصاروخ اسمه 75 روكت بميشن بولو، ويعتبر من أكبر الصواريخ وصلت لعالم الفضاء. هنشوفه سوا. السابق وحكينا عن هيدا الصاروخ اللي هو اللورد، وأول رحلة كانت له سنة 1969 بقيادة الرائد الفضاء العظيم نيل أرمسترونغ. وهيك بنختم مشوارنا مع بعض في مركز كندي سبيس سنتر ناسا. حقيقة كان يوم رائع جدا يتميز بالثقافة والعلوم والحضارة. أثبتت أمريكا بهذا المشروع قديش ما عنده من التطور والإبداع. حقيقة كان شيء رائع جدا. بتمنى على الجميع المشاهدة الرائعة، واللي ما زار المكان يزوره لأن حيشوف أشياء ما شافها قبل بحياته. شكرا كثير للمشاهدة. بتمنى من الجميع يضعوا لي لايك، سبسكرايب، سبورت منكم. شكرا كثير. باي باي.